You mentioned Notre Dame earlier. I want to. They had a huge win against Louisville in a just nightmare stretch for Louisville in their 4-game stretch as of late. They go 2-2. I want to ask you what we've kind of learned about the Cardinals here as they lose to Notre Dame tonight, but they finish 2-2 with these 4 games. They get wins over rival Kentucky and Indiana, but lost to Virginia and then the Irish tonight to fall to 0-2 in conference for the first time in Rick Pitino's career with the Cardinals. Not to mention Pitino's 0-6 in his career at Notre Dame. But what did we learn about Louisville in this 4 games?
That they can beat anybody on any given night. That even in their losses, they weren't embarrassed in those games. That Notre Dame game goes right down to the wire. Virginia is a very tough team, right? If you're not able to make jump shots against Virginia, you're going to struggle. That's not really Louisville's strength.
Right.
But if you could beat Kentucky, then you could beat anybody. Now, I know Kentucky was coming out for an emotional win over North Carolina. They kind of caught them on a quick turnaround. But I think Louisville speaks to the depth and the balance this year in college basketball. Who do you think's the favorite to win it all this year?
Duke.
Really?
Yeah.
I think if you ask that question to 5 other people that work here, I'm not saying you get 5 different answers, but I think you may get 4.
Yeah. In years past, it's Kentucky. No one can beat Kentucky.
Right.
Or it's,
this
one way or another.
This year, I asked Dave the same question. He said Kentucky. You know who my pick is? North Carolina.
Right.
So it's 3 of us right there. And that's not talking
Still got
about
Villanova. I know they lost tonight, but they've looked tremendous.
Baylor's going to be number 1 in the country.
UCLA could win it.
So this year reminds me of a couple of years ago when Okafor and Winslow and Jones were at Duke and Kaminsky and Decker were at Wisconsin and then Karl Anthony Towns, that team was undefeated.
The parody. It was like the word of the year a couple of years ago. I think you're right. I think we have a year resembling that in college hoops this year.
So Louisville, you get the right draw, maybe you get a bad matchup, you could be gone round the 32.
But can they win? They can win?
Can they win it all? I don't think so.
You don't think they can?
I think they're limited by their outside shooting. Teams are really going to pack it in like you saw Virginia do, like you saw Notre Dame do. If they can't dominate you on the backboards, then they're going to have a tough time. They lost the rebounding edge to Notre Dame, who's not really known as a defensive rebounding team. So, but they're a team no one wants to see in the tournament.
There you go. Well, we know they've got a great coach in Rick Pitino. A little good, a little bad. 2-2 on that nightmare 4-game stretch as they lost to the Irish tonight.